I don't know how I do it. It's the biggest emotional trip that, I was petrified out there. Just and when I say petrified, I'm not scared. It's the fact that failure is so close to you. I mean, it's right here, and you blink and you failed.
When you guys talk about being on the edge, on the limit, is this the absolute sort of zenith of that?
Well, you have a choice out there to be on the limit or not to be on the limit, and ultimately to get the pole lap you need to be as close to the limit as possible, but the limit's different per corner. Every single lap you go around, you do one lap and the limit was one place, then the goalpost moves the next lap. And so then you arrive and you're not quite sure, you're like, I'm going to be a little bit more cheeky and give it a little bit more here, and then you get there and you go off, so trying to find that compromise and that balance is the hardest thing ever. That was the hardest qualifying lap that I've had this year, I'm pretty sure.
To be honest, with the way Q3 has been, I think we can be quite happy. It was a messy session, and we mismanaged a little bit the power situation. I ran out of battery for more or less the whole lap. So I was charging it obviously, and towards the end it was sort of okay, but not ideal. Overall, it was quite wild and quite chaotic when we swapped tires a bit too much, and obviously Kimi had to pay for it. I don't know what happened there. They were obviously rushing to get out, and but you saw also happened to others. So given how wild and how messy it was, I think still a good result.
Absolutely amazing job today for you and for all of the team. What does this mean?
It's fantastic. All the problems are behind. We were arriving here prepared, motivated, hungry for more. And today, qualifying third, it's a fantastic result. We maximize everything, and today we did it. So I'm proud of everyone at the team that they kept us this motivation. And today we proved that even in difficult situation we were not down.
It was a tremendous qualifying out there. Really hard, really difficult.
Ultimately, you had to hold it together at the through Eau Rouge into Radion. Was that a little bit scary?
Yeah, it was really scary at that moment. I really, sorry for the word, but I pants on that one. Just waiting for the crash. Normally when you have that kind of moment into Rouge, you normally crash. So and crashing in the Rouge at those speeds is going to be a big one, but luckily I didn't.
Yeah, top 5 is amazing. For the team, is our best quality up to date on very tricky conditions, and knowing that in Budapest on the wet we struggle a little bit. I'm very happy that we're here. Obviously 3 is more tense, and you're like, could be P3 on the grid, but anyway, always love to look forward and to see what we could do better. But very happy with that tricky conditions. We're very fast on the dry as well, faster than the Red Bull at some stages. So that was interesting, and very happy with that.
Kimi, you've been absolutely on it all weekend. How gutting is it that you didn't get a chance to fight till the end?
Obviously it's disappointing. It's I don't even know where we end up in the end, but the finishing it like that, it's absolutely far from ideal. But I don't know really what happened with the timings, but we need to go through and check.
Tricky conditions as always. Ultimately, it looked like the best decision at the time. Any regrets in hindsight?
Well, I mean, afterwards, yes, but I think at the time we made the right call. But we ran out of fuel. That's why we had to stop, and it's a shame. But it's nothing against the team, because they always try to do the best possible job. And at the time, it looked great. And I think also the car was actually performing quite well. So it's a shame, but at least we have some overtaking to do tomorrow.
Much better than we expected. We knew that on this track we will struggle big time, and we didn't expect to be that close from the top 10. So, no, I think we definitely made the best out of it today. I think the gap with us was 5 tenths to get into Q3, so it was too big to make it.
It looked so great all weekend. Was it just that difference between FP3 and extracting that little bit extra for qualifying that made the difference today?
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I think. Well, we knew more or less that the other teams will have quite a bit of performance in the pocket, and it has been the case. I think we are surprised to be behind the Toro Rosso. We thought we could beat them on this track, but it hasn't happened. Something we definitely need to work on is the problems we have on the brakes at the moment. Again, it's another qualifying where we have a problem with pulling under braking, which is definitely not great for for qualifying pace. So we'll work on that, but it's looking good for tomorrow. The race pace is strong, and brake problems doesn't exist on the race pace, so it's all good.
Carlos, not where you wanted to be, dumped out in Q1. Cars look tough all weekend. Is this lower than expectation?
Yeah, much lower than expectations. We were predicting to be between P10 and P11. It's where we've been all the weekend, really, to be honest, until Q1 that all of a sudden lost a lot of rear grip. We're still trying to look into it because we've seen that the car is not behaving normal. So, yeah, we need to analyze it because it was a completely different car to the rest of the weekend.
Fernando, yesterday looked difficult. This morning looked even worse. Was there a wrong step taken between yesterday and today that you had to get back on top of for qualifying?
Not really. I think it was quite similar to the performance we saw yesterday and today. Struggling in both days, and we've been probably recently in this kind of situation. And then on Sunday we still scoring points. So tomorrow we will try our best. But yeah, on top of that, we know Monza and Spa. These two races will be tough for us. We'll become a little bit more competitive, probably our package in Singapore, Austin, or races like that. So we try to defend tomorrow and attack later in the season.
Great final lap, but obviously with the way the car is, it was never going to draw you out of Q1.
No, that's true. That's a shame. I think it didn't feel as bad as actually I found out later on the timesheet. I think like yesterday we got this more stable and more balanced and understandable base, but honestly we would expect a bit more performance, to be able to get a bit more performance from it today.